Swapping out a neck on a Telecaster is pretty straightforward, but on this one, this is a microtonal neck swap. And to be honest, I have no idea how to play a microtonal guitar. I've only worked on 3 microtonal guitars in my whole career. One was a fret dress, nothing too crazy. The other time I had to actually hand cut microtonal frets into an existing acoustic neck, which was quite an experience. And now this swapping a Fender neck for one that was a like a prefab microtonal plug-in neck. I set guitars up by feel, and I see a lot of other luthiers using all these fancy gauges, measurements everywhere. I've always been more of an intuitional feel kind of guy when it comes to setups. I am a player, so I rely a lot on that. I mean, obviously I have an understanding of measurements and things, but over the years I've just developed a feel for it. And so I don't really rely on measurements all that much when I do setups. But in this case, because I don't know how to play microtonal guitar, it's like way over my head. This is one of those times where I actually do have to kind of fall back into the fundamentals and the measurements and trust that a little bit more than I normally would. So it's different. It's kind of a humbling experience to be almost 20 years in the trade, and I still get projects in the door that are just like way outside my comfort zone, and that's one of the things that makes lutherie so interesting to me, is that every day is a little different and the challenges never really stop. Every time you feel like you're comfortable in this trade, every time you feel like you know what you're doing, something comes in and reminds you that you have no idea. and I like that. So I pulled it off. It took a little longer. This guy drove from a while away. I mean, I think this was an over an hour drive for this guy. And so I had him go and wait at the coffee shop that's right up the street. And I think I told him, half hour, and ended up taking probably an hour and a half. But he didn't mind. So all's good. All's well that ends well. That's what I always say. Anyway, I have no idea how people play these things. And I'm not even sure I've really heard a lot of people play these things. The guy that had me cut the fret slots and do a microtonal acoustic, he's like a composer of avant-garde, what do you call it? Oh man, I'm blanking. Movie music? Scores. He does avant-garde scores. And so for him, I think he's the only guy that I've ever heard actually play a microtonal guitar that I thought, wow, that's really cool and interesting. I can't remember what was going on with the electronics, why I was doing that, but anyway. See ya.